Hey everyone, I figured today I would do my top Hasbro figures for the year. And when you cut out all the BS with Hasbro, the price increases, the weird releases, like we thought a lot of things were going to get released next year and they came out this year. When you cut out the Robbie Reyes, failed, crowdfunded, um, Hell Charger, when you cut all that crap out, you have what could be Hasbro's best year in years. And now, a part of that is they have the most popular lines. They have Star Wars, and they have G.I. Joe, and they have Marvel. So if you have the best characters and money, you should be putting out the best toys. I will compare it to EA, and they have. So let's just I'm not a hater. I love their work majority of the time. I mean, I collect it, so I wouldn't collect something I hate. Even though say I love Spider-Man and they put out a shit Spider-Man toy, I wouldn't buy it. But they put out great Spider-Man figures. If I compare it to a video game company, EA has a huge huge chest of money, and they put out most of the time crap. Battlefield was crap. Madden is usually crap. So it's because you have money, and the NFL line doesn't guarantee success. So that you could, there's talent there. So all that rambling brings me to my first favorite Hasbro figure. Got earlier this year. I know it's boring. It's just Captain America. Every Captain America they put out, though, has been better, and it culminated to this one. That's because we finally have sculpted on scales. The articulation is really good. If he was pinless, that would have been, the cherry on top. He's a gorgeous Captain America. I still have my other ones. I even have my Toy Biz Captain America still that had scales. This guy puts them to shame. He comes with another head with this off, unmasked. I never pose my figures or put them on the shelf with unmasked. I want the character to look like he always looks. I just wish he rather had another head with an angry face. And we all wish that these holes weren't there. When you take off these bullet strikes, there's holes in there, but I have other shields. It doesn't bother me that much. He's great. You can get him into some great poses. Yeah, he's the best Captain America ever released. I even put him ahead of the Mezco one. Usually if Mezco does something the same as a Marvel figure, I like to try and compare them to if I own them. I don't need anything from Mezco and Marvel anymore because Hasbro keeps killing it. And Steve Rogers here, Captain America, is my first pick. I love this figure. He's beautiful. So yeah. Now, I got this figure earlier in the year, and I couldn't believe they made it. It's a weird climate for making certain characters. I don't know why I thought this wouldn't be made because he's an Indian dude. I don't know. Maybe they talked to someone. Maybe it was cool. I mean, there's weird stuff going on. I know Jeep Cherokee almost had to change their name, and that's in honor of Indians. It's named Cherokee. That's like their best car. They name it, to represent them in a positive way. So who knows? But the figure's here, and he's gorgeous. Spirit, Iron Knife. This is one of my favorite figures as a kid. I don't know if I said this before in my other reviews. Anytime a toy comes with a pet buddy, would always be my favorite. There's Junkyard and Mutt. There's Snake Eyes and Timber. It's always more fun to have a toy with a little pet buddy. And if you're my age, I'm an old dude. Remember Beastmaster, that awesome movie? That guy had a ton of pets. That's why I think a lot of kids love that movie. He had ferrets and pumas and tigers following him around. Great movie, great figure. He had to be on here. I knew since I got him back in like April, he was going to stay on my list. He's just a great Great sculpt, great head sculpt, great accessories. This guy actually has wings that can come out. You can take those out. Yes, so definitely one of my favorite of the year. Going back to Marvel is a big boy. It is Mojo. And if Jacob, if you're watching, I know you think this thing is ugly. Yeah, he's ugly. That's the point. He's a hideous, gluttonous, alien, killer blob man. Now, this is the one that came in the 3-pack. So it is weird. I don't know why they did this. It's dumb. It's the one in stores doesn't have this red and blue painted wires and these like spots, liver spots on them aren't painted on as well, which was just bizarre. And this little wires aren't painted, but it's still a great sculpt, and it was only 40 bucks, which is weird. The pricing, I don't want to get into pricing. You know, in a full review of a figure, I'd get into pricing, but just talking about my favorite figures of the year, I don't want to harp on pricing. But this is a good price. This was 40 bucks. My point I was going to make was that Captain America was also 40 bucks. So it's really strange. You know, in my mind, the more plastic should be the more money. The less plastic should just be less money. That's my simple brain, simple math. But this Mojo figure is gorgeous. He did come with a different head sculpt. A lot of detail. All these little arms are articulated just for the sheer size and the fact that he wasn't a builder figure and you didn't have to buy 5 figures you may or may not want. It was great. I did see this guy on the shelf. So it's great to be able to walk into a Target and see a massive figure like this on a shelf for $40. You know, props to Hasbro for that. You got to give, you know, credit where credit is due. And he's great. He is really fun. And he's massive, so he takes up a lot of shelf space. I figured, you know, most people this year are going to probably put Galactus as their top figure of the year. I don't think that's fair because, you know, he was a HasLab exclusive. He's over 400 bucks. If you bought him on the secondary market, you're talking $600, $700, $800. I don't think $800, he's beautiful, yes, but I don't think it's fair to put an $800 figure as the best figure of the year. I like to pick figures where you can just order them on like Big Bad Toy Store or go into Walmart and Target and hopefully find them on shelves. This guy, this is all, I just wanted to show you this guy. The Serpentor is gorgeous and he's pinless, but the fact that you can't just walk in, buy them off shelves, it's really disappointing. If that Mojo can be in stores, I felt like this guy in his Chariot, you know, should be in stores as well. You know, he's one of the more popular G.I. Joe characters. Serpentor, you know, love him or hate him for taking over Cobra Commander's job. It's a great figure, but I'm not going to have him as my top just because the way you have to get him is just weird to me. I just wanted to point out that I acknowledge how great he is, but he's just not going to be in my best figure of the year list. But this guy is. This Sergeant Stalker, it doesn't look too fancy, but when you really start to mess with him and you see sometimes less is more when you show restraint and you have him look like he did in the comics and in the cartoon, and his beret is removable. He has like a scar on the side of his head. Little bullet clips. You can see the bullets are painted. In the back, he has this nice harness for his gun. There's just so many nice tiny details. And he's just a clean sculpt. It's a great head sculpt. It's just a nice, elegant army action figure. You know, the Cobra figures were all flash and they put a lot of tooling in them. But the Joes, you know, some of these guys should just be simple looking army guys. And bring him up a little closer. He's just perfect. His little pocket sculpted in there. When you get under the hood, so to speak, and really dive into the little details. This is such a perfect army dude, for lack of a better term. He really is nice, and I'm glad they went so simple here. They didn't give him the crazy boots. I'm going to show you what I did with, and leave him there and step away for, give me 1 second. Don't go anywhere. So if you remember the Duke that came out, when they launched this series, he had the space boots. A friend of mine, shout out to E, grabbed me another Stalker, and I popped those perfect boots off, those perfect elegant army boots. I did paint them brown, and I put them on the Duke's legs, and then you got a perfect, look how great that looks. It's perfect. A little chef's kiss to that. Mwah. It's gonna be, no, it's not gonna be my thing. That's hideous. But yeah, they showed restraint. Oh, sorry about that. A little technical difficulties. I ran out of storage. So, as I was saying, I swapped the boots. Now he looks perfect. I know it's a weird, maybe it's a weird hang-up that just I have, but I just like these clean-looking boots better, and I think we're gonna get that from now on, because you know the Spirit back there has them as well. And you know, I'll bring it. They're in the back. Mojo can't fit in here. You know, I mean, I could have picked so many Hasbro figures. I really could have. Same with McFarlane. But I could have picked Slaughter, but he was an exclusive. You know, I'm just reaching on my shelf right here. My shelf is right next to where I shoot these reviews. This Toad was terrific. You know, there's so many. Hasbro had a great year. So I could have thrown a dart at my toy shelf, and it could have been one of the better figures of the year. So if you're paying attention or following, I did NECA, McFarlane, Hasbro. I don't know if I was gonna do every major line, but I think that covers like, a majority of figures I got, like for a bunch. I did buy Super 7 figures, but only like 4. So it'd be kind of silly to, consider them in their own category. But I might just do a random video next of my favorite figures, and then in a week or two, I'll try to, from all them figures, which is about 20, I'll try to narrow it down to my top 3. Or maybe I'll have them all one by one. We'll go over it again. Thanks for watching. Have fun collecting. Until next time, take care. Subscribe, leave a like, comment, tell me I'm nuts. Tell me your favorite Hasbro figure if you want. I mean, they had so many, so yeah. Take care.